But then when you look at the longer history of movie culture, there's just like a 25, 35 year period, and that's nothing.
Hollywood Video closing down was an event where the writing was on the wall, but as my manager once put it, it was in invisible ink.
But the theater business is exactly the same. It stayed constant for 100 years. Netflix streaming, all that did was make it that you didn't have to go to the video store anymore.
Blockbuster made a huge mistake by not buying Netflix when it had the chance. So somewhere in the early 2000s, they could have bought Netflix, and they said thanks but no thanks. And then Netflix continued to grow and became a competitor. And then Blockbuster, of course, tried to compete by doing no late fees and rent by mail and subscription services and all these things. And Blockbuster was just totally resistant to change.
I witnessed the entire story of its dying days. It was more and more difficult to keep product in stock because we couldn't afford to have as much product in the stores, and which led to more customer frustration and more customers leaving. So it was a sinking ship for a good long time.
As Hollywood went bankrupt and as Blockbuster went bankrupt, there's this comparatively small company called Family Video that's continuing to grow. They buy up strip malls, they put in a video store with very low prices, and then they have adjacent retail locations, Dairy Queen, pizza shops, whatever. And they also specifically go into markets that are older and lower income, so people who are perhaps less inclined to use digital delivery for movies.
Yeah, I mean, I think you could say that the theater business is becoming more like the restaurant business, where every theater is going to be different, and every theater is going to have different offerings, different menus, different drinks, different ways that they promote themselves, and different styles. But at the end of the day, we all have kitchens in our house, and we still go to a restaurant. We all have TVs and VCRs, and not VCRs, DVD players and streaming. But we still are going to go out and see movies. It's where the content's at, and that's really what the most important thing. And is, right now theaters get content first, and so there is a theatrical window. And I believe if that theatrical window were to go away, yes, then those services would probably have an effect on the business. But I don't think it's in the best interest. And if people want movies, good movies, to still be made, they better hope for the preservation of the theatrical window, because it's the window that drives all the other revenue to make this a business instead of a charity.
I don't think that all theaters will go away, because certain kinds of movies, Hollywood blockbuster movies, are more impressive when they're on a giant screen and really loud sound.
The company I work for right now, Disc Replay, we don't exactly compete directly against Netflix. We more aim to coexist with them. But it helps make it affordable is customers can sell whatever kind of their own movies that they had at home that they don't care to own anymore. They would sell it to us for either cash or store credit, and then they can get replace it with new stuff or at an even cheaper price than if they were to buy it with just strictly their own money.
Overall business model cannot be sustained with that number of competitors. So you're going to see consolidation. You're going to see companies go away. You're going to see one or two companies kind of take the lead and become the norm. Just as Blockbuster consolidated the video industry in the 90s and became like the standard place, Netflix or Amazon or one of those companies will become the kind of dominant player in the digital movie delivery business.
Going to a movie theater and turning off your phone and sitting in a theater in a dark room with a bunch of strangers for 2 hours, you get to escape. When you watch at home, you're not escaping anything. And they've actually found that people that build home theaters stop using them after a year.
Well, streaming is certainly something that's not going to go away anytime soon, if not ever. But I also think there will always be a place for brick and mortar stores.